The Sunday school lesson for March the 9th, 2025 is Pitching a Tent. Exodus chapter 25, verses 1 through 9, and chapter 26, verse 1, and verses 31 through 37. Welcome, viewers and subscribers, to my channel, The Backstory and More. I am Audrey. If you are interested in knowing what happens before each Sunday school lesson, you are at the right place because I will share the backstory, read the lesson text, and offer a brief lesson summary. The backstory takes us to Exodus chapter 24. God told Moses, along with Aaron and his two oldest sons, Nabal and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, to meet with him on Sinai. After coming down the mountain, Moses first told the Israelites the words and laws that God had given him, and then wrote down everything the Lord had said. This likely comprised the Book of the Covenant, which probably consisted of Exodus chapters 20 through 23. The people immediately pledged their obedience with one voice. This was the second such affirmation by the people. Exodus chapter 19, verse 8 for the first one. Regarding the young Israelite men who functioned as priests, see Exodus chapter 19, verses 21 through 25. The fact that blood was shed to confirm the covenant added to the solemnity and seriousness of the event. Half of the blood was splashed against the altar, perhaps both to sanctify it and to represent God's forgiveness. After reading the book of the covenant to the people, they again asserted that they would obey. Only then could they enter into a covenant with God. Sprinkling the other half of the blood on the people bound them to the Lord in obedience. The narrative picks up again from verse 2. We read that the group saw the God of Israel. In light of the Lord's statement to Moses in Exodus chapter 33, verse 20, that no one can see his face and live, we can be sure that they did not see God in his fullness. The rest of verse 10 suggests that what they actually saw was God's footstool, something like a pavement made of lapis and bright blue as the sky. God did not raise his hand against these leaders because of what they saw, but rather they ate a meal to celebrate the sealing of the covenant they had just entered. God again called Moses to come up to him. Here we have the first mention of the tablets, the tables, the tablets of stone, which contain the Ten Commandments. They were evidently two tablets, one for each party of the covenant. Moses went with Joshua, his aide, as they proceeded farther up the mountain, while Aaron and Hur were left in charge. As we have seen before, God's presence or glory on Sinai was represented by the cloud and fire. Moses then met with God on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. The backstory ends here, and our Sunday school lesson begins with the next slide. Verses 1 through 2. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites to bring me an offering. You are to receive the offering for me from everyone whose heart prompts them to give." Verses 3 through 7. These are the offerings you are to receive from them: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and fine linen, goat hair, ram skins dyed red, and another type of durable leather, acacia wood, olive oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense, and onyx stones and other gems to be mounted on the ephod and breastplate. Verses 8 through 9. Then have them make a sanctuary for me, and I will dwell among them. Make this tabernacle and all its furnishings exactly like the pattern I will show you. Verse 1. Make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of finely twisted linen and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, with cherubim woven into them by a skilled worker. Verse 31. Make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely twisted linen with cherubim woven into it by a skilled worker. Verses 32 through 33. Hang it with gold hooks on 4 posts of acacia wood overlaid with gold and standing on 4 silver bases. Hang the curtain from the clasp and place the Ark of the Covenant law behind the curtain. The curtain will separate the holy place from the most holy place. Verses 34 through 35. Put the atonement cover on the Ark of the Covenant law in the most holy place. Place the table outside the curtain on the north side of the tabernacle and put the lampstand opposite it on the south side. Verses 36 through 37. For the entrance to the tent, make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely twisted linen, the work of an embroiderer. Make gold hooks for this curtain, and 5 posts of acacia wood overlaid with gold, and cast 5 bronze bases for them. A brief summary. God was about to reveal to Moses the specifications for the tabernacle and its furnishings. God instructed Moses, therefore, to ask the people to offer the needed materials, the most expensive materials available. Nothing about the tabernacle was to be cheap. The durable leather referred to in verse 5 was probably not badger skins, but the hides of large aquatic mammals, such as sea cows, porpoises, or dolphins, which were found in the Red Sea. After specifying the items the people were to give, God revealed the purpose for them. This sanctuary, literally holy place or place set apart, would be God's dwelling place among the Israelites. The word tabernacle, literally dwelling place, occurs here for the first time in the Old Testament. The tabernacle structure consisted of 2 sets of interior curtains and 2 sets of exterior coverings. The innermost curtains were made of finely twisted linen, and the outer curtains were made of goat hair. The first covering was made of ram skins dyed red, and over that was a covering made of other durable leather. Moses was to make the curtain separating the most holy place from the holy place, just like the interior curtain. Likewise, a third curtain was to be made for the entrance to the tent. Thank you so very much for listening. Join me soon for the next backstory and more. Stay safe and may God bless.